New article comes out this week suggesting that cats could be fed a vegan diet. In fact, the researchers stated that they had found no detrimental health effects in cats fed a vegan diet, and the authors even suggest that a vegan diet could have some health benefits to cats. So let's unpack that. I was skeptical, but of course, as a scientist going in there, I have to read it with open-mindedness. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. So cats, what we know about them as a biologist, they require more protein than humans. They require more protein than like dogs, for example. Their ability to digest carbohydrates, for example, is much lower. They can't do it as well. Additional taurine is an amino acid that is needed for cats, your cat's diet, for their vital organs, tissues, including the heart. It's an essential part of a cat's diet. Now, taurine, they of course they needed their diet, but it's only naturally found in animal-based proteins. It's not found in plant-based proteins. So let's make that very clear. They need it also for eyesight. They need it for growth, their immune system. So cats need that that nutrient, and they just can't get that from vegetables. Now, however, there is some commercially available vegan cat foods that are supplemented, and that they actually add in the taurine in there. So just be aware if that's something that you're interested in. It is something out there. There's companies that have it. They add it in there, but it's unclear whether or not these are bioavailable. So is it something that the cat can really absorb very well versus in the natural form from a animal-based versus being supplemented in there? So can it give those dietary benefits? Unclear. Now, cats that are given the poorly formulated vegetarian or vegan foods are at risk for many things. Different health problems from protein deficiency, leading to poor growth, muscle wasting, poor immune function, skin and coat problems. In a previous video, of course, I showed that turtle that was kept indoors for 30 years, and you saw how its shell was really all messed up. Same thing is kind of happening inside of a cat and its skeleton if it's not getting some sort of like sunlight, as an example. So let's look at the results of the study. What do they have in there? So they've got 1,369 cat owners. It was independent. They did basically survey asking these independent cat owners. Of that, they found 9% that were feeding their cats on their own volition. The cat owners decided to do this themselves, feeding a vegan diet to 9%. So that does that work out to? It's about 129 cats that were fed this. When asked about 22 very specific health problems, what they found is that 42% of the owners that fed their cats a natural animal-based protein diet had one disorder, compared to 37% of owners kept the cats that were in the vegan-based diet. So yes, overall in their study, the vegan cats did score better in health indicators. However, those differences are just not statistically significant. It's very small, but yes. Now, the researchers very intelligently also pointed out that their assumptions, they have no way of knowing whether or not the cats could have obtained meat on their own. Meaning they have no idea whether or not the cats were outside and then went ahead and killed a bird or a mammal or a lizard and ate it. They have no idea of knowing that. They also stated that these cats were not kept indoors. They're not kept in a controlled environment. These are just cats that are, they're roaming around. Also but their owners were feeding them that. So, and what do we know about cats? Obviously, I have another video where I talk the specifics of what both house cats and feral cats do. But, what do we know? In the U.S. alone, domestic house cats pounce on 1 billion, that's with a B, to 4 billion birds in just the lower 48 states. That's just in the United States. As well as 6.3 to 22.3 billion small mammals and hundreds of millions of reptiles, amphibians. You see cats around. I see cats in my neighborhood. They love killing lizards. I find decapitated lizards when I'm out walking my dogs, for example, and I'll see hey, cat did this. I'll see rip part. My neighbors have some cats that are out there. I know it happens. I'm not arguing. Like some scientists, that you'll see arguments. Oh, maybe it's time we talk about killing off all the cats. I'm not necessarily claiming for that at all. But I do understand some of the arguments that people are making, saying maybe it's time that we recommend people keep house cats indoors or controlled into a yard, maybe. So they're not out killing necessarily, like, for example, endangered species. They decimated in some places. So back to the study about vegan diets and vegan diets in cats. I would also recommend, if you are a cat owner, you speak to your veterinarian before ever attempting to give your cat just a vegan-only diet. It just doesn't meet the nutritional needs from a biological standpoint of what we know about a cat and their cat diet and what they need. So could they live on a vegan diet? It does appear so, but are they really thriving? Are they really getting what they need in there? If a human was kept, for example, indoors and they never got any sunlight, could they survive for 30 years? Yeah. Are they really healthy, though, indoors? They're missing out on things. Very similar to a cat's dietary needs, they need that taurine. They have to get some of those things from animal-based proteins in order to be healthy. So overall, I would say this research, unfortunately, does not look at, well, one, even the scientists say it's not statistically significant, but I would say completely debunked. Please recommend you don't feed your cats a vegan-only diet. And thanks for someone pointing out this article and asking that. If you see any other interesting animal articles that you want information about, I'm happy to answer them. And once again, like and subscribe.